Some good, some bad. I mean, you know, it's like a lot of people in his industry take what you can, positive.
Well, he's such a constitutionalist, and his book, Liberty and Tyranny, just tremendous.
And I agree. When I was talking about that, I was thinking about a financial planner in Lynchburg that was talking to me about Mark Levin, and he was going over some of the financial stuff that he promotes, and it had nothing to do with the Constitution. I believe in the Constitution. In fact, there was a quote, Madison, the U.S. Congress had was going to give money to some some people, immigrants who had arrived, and Madison said, helping them is not in this Constitution. You know, if it's not here, we should do it. And Mark has not invited me for lunch yet. After we have lunch, I'll let you know.
What about funding organizations that are not government organizations but do affect the government, such as ACORN?
This election is critical. I was a year ago, last October, I was in Southern Ohio working, and to see the fraud that happened in Ohio because of ACORN, and the easiest way to stop them is to defund them, which of course liberals even agreed to when they were caught. Now they're quietly saying, well, we're going to give them everything we agreed to. Well, we're going to give them stuff in the next, and they're going to pull the funding within 6 months. The biggest problem with something like ACORN is that they could skew elections in the future, given the fact that what they did this last 2 years ago or a year ago, given more power. I'm thankful that the conservatives stopped them from running the next census. We would have definitely been in trouble. But yes, when you're defunding things like mohair, you know, ACORN has to be at the top of the list. I picked that one because I read it the other day and I just was shocked. I mean, people are asking, what would you do specifically? Give me a specific of it. One thing you would redline and say, no way that's getting voted on.
What about promoting line item vetoes?
I think it's a great idea. Now, Congress does have line item vetoes, but yes, I believe the president, considering the number of states whose executive has line item veto, yes, give the president line item veto. Yours is too difficult. Can someone else not? Go ahead. I'm game.
What about abortion and fetal stem cells?
My response to that, don't throw anything until I finish my answer. When people ask me about my view of pro-choice, am I pro-choice? My answer is yes. I think a woman has a choice whether she's going to sleep with a man. Once a child is conceived, however, that child's liberty must be taken into effect. Stem cell research can be done without embryonic research. It is possible. It is actually more, believe it or not, it's more politically correct to use embryonic stem cell research than to use the same research with non-embryonic stem cells. So, of course, I am against funding for stem cell research. I'm a grandfather by my 16-year-old daughter. 16-year-old daughter, do the math. Not once was abortion ever murder, yes. And by the way, when I found out, I did visit the sheriff to do my house anymore. But that'll give you an idea where my views are. How's my time?
You're done. You're in your question time. If there's no more, we'll move on.
Any more questions? Keep me up here for a while. Throw things. Questions? What?
Corporate bailouts.
You know,
Inexhaustible list, Mark.
I think if a company is too big to fail, it's too big to be one entity. I realize that something like AIG would have probably brought down the world markets, supposedly. Just like we were supposed to pass TARP, otherwise we were going to have problems, and they passed TARP, and TARP did not go what they said. They said we've got to do this right now, 10 days, or else if we don't pass TARP and take the toxic assets out, we are sunk as a country. They passed TARP, not dime went to toxic. The market corrected. The market took care of itself. I think if you're too big to fail, you're too big to be one entity and should be broken up. You know, I haven't gotten any bailout money. I can't even get my kids to pay rent, you know. I say that because my daughter's over there, and you know, she'll throw things. It's tough traveling with her. She doesn't let me stop for food. Anyway, so no, but reality is, people in Washington don't understand it's not their money. Washington can only print bogus money. Washington, by the way, can't create jobs unless it hires you, and then it has to tax 100 people to hire you. You know, Washington can't create jobs, and Washington can't create money except bogus money. So, you know, when you give $1 billion, it's like, okay, you need to give an offering, you need to give and we're all going to suffer from it. You know, so I'm not saying that the government should not be there for extenuating circumstances. We have a more stable economy than we did 150 years ago, but you know, just because you made some bad decision doesn't mean necessarily you should get our money. And whether you should or not, the understanding, the realization should start out with, it is our money, it's not their money. Their attitude is, billion here, billion there, pretty soon you're talking about real money. Yes?
In regard to our national security, how are you, or what are you thinking toward the way this administration has hand-tied the people who are in charge of our security?
I'm sorry, I'm going to need a half hour on that one. There has been, in my opinion, no. Okay, we have an underwear bomber. You know, his biggest problem is for the rest of his life, he's going to be called the underwear bomber. Like what you will, he knows the threats. They gave him a lawyer, so he planned up that for 30 hours. You can't find out a person's name, address, and phone number in 30 hours. I'll guarantee you, Dick Cheney find the information. We would know. Keep it up. We would know when the next bomb was coming. Give him 20 minutes to Dick Cheney. You know. I agree. You know, I think it's appalling that our president and his wife go around this country apologizing. Are we done?
One more question.
One more question. Make it a long one.
No, I got it.
Don't get the frisbee. Yes.
What would be your label for the Tea Partiers?
Can you label the Tea Partier?
Yes, you can.
Congress is every day. Every day. What's
Well,
yours?
I will tell you, I don't think like the liberal Congress, so I apologize.
I'm asking you, what would your label be? I have mine for them.
Okay, here would be, if I had to put it in a label, which had to fit in maybe 2 words. Former Republicans.
Patriots.
1 word is patriots, which is, Republican.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.